All right, everybody. Welcome back to the NashVegas.com podcast. One of your co-hosts here, Trent Denson, with Spread the Positive. We got our lovely co-host, as always, Kristen Lacey. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Super duper.
Awesome.
And of course, our super special guest, man. It's a pleasure to have the one and only Trey Lewis in the building, man. How are you?
Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey. Thanks for
we got
that's great. Thanks for having me on, man. I'm doing pretty good. I wrote a song this morning, and then I was like, oh crap, I gotta go be on this podcast.
Nice, man.
Normally my like tour manager like sets up my podcast, and then I remembered that I set this one up, and I was like, oh no, it's not on, because yesterday I did one on Zoom, and I was like, it's not on Zoom. Oh, it's 40 minutes away.
Perfect.
Oh, crap. Yeah. So
nice, man. Well, you got some big things happening, dude.
Yeah, man. It's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
A year ago today, we had the #1 Billboard song.
That's
Insane,
crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
Yes.
And the song's doing really well still.
Mm-hmm.
You want what's that title?
Dig Down in Dallas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm the my bass player. He wasn't like full time playing for me before all this happened. I played covers on the road for 6 years.
Nice.
What me and my friend Aerith Old, we call it Broadway on the road.
There you go.
That's basically what we were doing.
Okay.
I love that.
But I did 6 years of playing 4 nights a week,
Dang,
4 hours straight,
Wow.
doing the cover gig thing. But
putting your time, so putting in your dues. I'd say.
Goshi, my bass player, now he played with a guy named Joe Fortner.
Nice.
And but when him and Joe weren't on the road, he would fill in with me.
Nice.
And you know, I guess it was kind of during the pandemic last year. Him and Joe weren't doing shows, and I said, man, what do you think about this song? And he said, well, as long as you don't mind being the Dick Down in Dallas guy, I would say put this song out. So,
hey, man, if it's a #1,
Yeah.
So I mean, dude, honestly, man, it really did. I guess so to say, put me on the map.
Definitely.
You know, because now we've put out, I put out an EP in August.
Shut the door.
Which shut the door.
Yeah, man.
Just got put on New Boots on Spotify.
Nice. There you
wow,
go.
that's
Mostly
cool.
everybody
the
that's-
world, dude. So that's
Most of
big
everybody that's on that playlist has some kind of record deal of some
Yeah.
sort, and I definitely don't. So
time. Oh, really?
yeah,
You're still independent?
yeah. So
Oh,
I
wow.
signed a publishing deal with Sony Publishing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm writing songs for a living now. That's what I moved to town to do. That's what I was my goal when I moved here. That was like, get a publishing deal. That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's always a big goal of mine. So now I'm doing that.
Congrats.
And when I first did it, I was like, because we tour pretty heavily. I mean, it's 4 to 3 nights a week. And when I first did it, I was like, why in the hell did I do this?
What did I sign
Because
up
if I'm
for?
not on the road, like
Yeah.
I'm writing songs, it's like I never get a day off. But
Right.
just like anything else I've ever done in life, it's a grind, and you just kind of fall in love with it, and you get. And like I took a week off last week and went home for Thanksgiving. And,
Nice.
And
Little
like, I remember
recharge
waking
session.
up yesterday morning, and I was like, "Damn, dude, I gotta go write songs." But like, once I really get back into the swing of things, like I went and wrote yesterday, got a great song. I listened to it on repeat until I got here.
Nice.
So like, it's like
it's got to be really cool.
yeah,
It's a cool process.
So it's like, I got a good song, and it's like, that I get to do this, not I gotta go do
Right.
this.
Yeah.
So it's really a blessing. But like I said, man, it's really opened up doors for people to check out my other, music, and the other songs have streamed, done well. I mean, nothing streams like Dick Down in Dallas. It was a
Right.
viral thing. Like we had to spend no money on promoting that song or
Yeah.
getting it to that #1 spot because it was such a viral thing. So we put out that EP, the 5-song EP, and then we just put out in October, we put out a song that I wrote about my sobriety and mental health and stuff like that. And I'll never forget, we were up in Nebraska. We played a show. Now we've played sold out shows. We've traveled all over the country, but sometimes we show up to this place and these places, and people don't know who the hell we are,
Yeah.
because the song is absolutely bigger than the brand. It's bigger than Trey Lewis.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And our goal is to eventually get everybody to know who Trey Lewis is. And we know that that's an uphill battle. And I know that's hard to do, but just like anything else, I mean, I'm a grinder, dude. I'm gonna see through things out to the other side. But I remember we played in Nebraska, and there was probably 20 people there, including bartenders
Wow.
and staff. I mean, the next 2 nights were like really good.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
we were in Nebraska. They played Shut the Door on the radio out there.
Oh wow.
Nice.
That's
So
pretty cool.
my tour manager, Matt Burrill, he used to work in radio. So
Yeah.
he's just been like, we pay him every week to call these sister radio stations and like see if they'll at least have me in for an interview.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like, you know,
Play a
even
song.
play the
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
and,
right.
and they've been going to do it. Like there's this one place down in Louisiana, and our song got Little Tired got added to like an actual syndicated playlist. So that, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby steps,
and
man.
it's, you know, and it's all a building block to maybe one day, if I do sign a record deal, those relationships will kind of already be there. And for me, it's
100%.
just kind of like a practice, you know, for if I ever go on radio tour or whatever. But we played that show in Nebraska, and like I said, there wasn't many people there. And that night I got back on our bandwagon, which is like a bus kind of. We travel around in bandwagon. And I played I just was going through my phone listening to like work tapes or demos that I had done. And right before Dick Down in Dallas, I went in the studio and I cut 4 songs before it ever happened. I was planning on, you know, coming into 2020 and just putting out as much music as I could. And I listened to the song that I wrote about 2 years ago when I moved to town called Little Tired. And I was like, man, I really want my fans to like this song. Like, I know it's not about dicks and butt fucks. Like, you know, I can't cuss on here, right?
Absolutely.
So I know it's not about dicks and butt fucks, but like, it's about some real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, I know people out there, like every time I've played this song at a round, or like actually how I met Matt Burrill, he was like, dude, that song speaks to me so deeply. And I was like, you know, I really want people out there to know this part of me, you know. Like every night we play the show, my goal is that people come in a Dick Down in Dallas fan and they leave a Trey Lewis fan.
There you go.
And,
That's how you
it's
do
like,
it, right?
and I tell this story about me getting sober and my grandfather and you know, all this stuff. And then, you know, of course we play that song, but it's like, I was like, I really want, you know, connect with that side of my audience, you know, either
really
sober,
are, yeah.
you know, people that struggle with mental health, you know, depression, anxiety, whatever you may have it. And I just was like, screw it. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I put the song on TikTok, and I just put up this old acoustic video that I did during quarantine. We did this live stream
Nice.
back in Birmingham, and I put it up, and like overnight it got like 500,000.
Damn.
Wow,
there
that's
you go.
amazing.
And I just called Rusty Gadsden, my publisher, and Big Tom and my manager, and I was like, dude, this did well on TikTok. I'm gonna put it out. I know it's because like the deal is man, like after Dick Down Dallas, people's like, man, you gotta have like that banger, like that song that everybody wants to raise a beard to and just like rip the roof right off this motherfucker kind of song. You know what I mean? It's like,
right, yeah.
and everybody's looking at you. What is the Dick Down? You know, I don't mean like everybody, but like people that know who I am is like, what is he gonna do next?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. To me, it was like the perfect combination to go from one extreme to the other. And
that's beautiful.
You know, I know like when Dick Down in Dallas first hit, you know, I met with a lot of labels in town. I eventually didn't sign because I didn't want to sign a deal for like one song. I want to sign a deal, if I ever do, for somebody that like believes in me as an artist. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
And not
smart.
just like, you know, I feel like we live
Not
in
being
a
hot. Yeah. That
I feel
flash
like we live in
pan.
a town right now that they're just signing songs.
Yeah.
But that's not the kind of career that I would like to have.
That's some good self-awareness there.
But
That's smart.
But no, I just I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned enough stuff from doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But I just thought it was but like when I did meet with some labels and some people, they would be like, you know, you kind of have an inconsistency of your style of music. And to me and my manager, that's like my best
I feel like
quality
that's
as an
thing,
artist,
right?
as a songwriter, is I can sing about penises and buttholes, or I can sing about something serious, or, you know, something more middle of the road, sing about a breakup, sing about an ex, you know, and that's, to me, that's just, you know, that's who I am, and that's authentically.
That's everything.
I think people can respect that a lot too.
I think that, you know, it's like if I think about the artists that I really like that are like out right now and like crushing the game, like Coetzel, love that guy. He sells the hell out of fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck, love that guy.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? Luke Combs, he's just who he is.
Nashville, North Carolina, stand up. It's my hometown. Sorry. Love that
guy. Riley Green talks about, hunting.
Yeah.
Just real. Just being him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like Parker McCullum, you know what I mean? He writes songs about either his ex-girlfriend or his now, I guess he's married now, his wife.
Yeah.
Or his soon to be wife, Like, I just think of like people that, like Eric Church is authentically.
I was about to say, please say Eric Church.
Authentically himself. You know what I mean?
Always.
Like, his earlier stuff, like he did stuff to get through that window to go to radio.
Oh man,
his but like some amazing. Of his albums are fucking weird, and I love every single bit of it. But he does what he wants to do, and I
got goosebumps from that. Yeah,
right. I just think that everybody, like, like I do say that people are signing songs right now, but there is a lot of artists out there that I respect and that I look up to that are authentically themselves, and all those people that I mentioned are fucking killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that takes time.
Yeah.
Like the way you're doing it is the way they did it.
You just gotta build it. Man. And it's like, Muscadine Bloodline's another,
I love them.
Group of guys that I look up to. I met Charlie through this group text of people that were in Alabama, and I was playing at Galette's in Tuscaloosa and on the corner stage. A 4-hour cover gig, and he was playing down the street with this guitar player. His name's Zach Robertson. They were playing at like the Red Shed, and I'll never forget. Charlie just, Charlie and Muscadine just started taking off. Like I don't even think they had a name yet, but like they had some buzz on the internet. And I'll never forget. Like he walked down and just introduced himself to me, and we kept in contact throughout the years. And to me, that was like the coolest thing.
Totally.
I was like, that's how I want to be.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean? Like that's how, that's the kind of person I want to be. Cause there's always like this weird thing between musicians. That's like, well, I kind of know you from the internet, but if I see you in public, like I'm probably not going to talk to you, what I mean? But he was just like came over and did it. And that was really cool to me.
100%.
And then like where I grew up in Alabama, it's like, and when I came up in the music scene, it was, the first, other than like Adam Hood, which I don't know if y'all know who he is, other than him, like, Riley and Muscadine were like, the two artists from Alabama that really like blew the fuck up and like moved to Nashville and like came up here and did this whole thing.
Yeah.
At the time I was married. So like I stayed and kept playing covers, and just watched them like on the internet, like have the success or like talk to them every now and then. And then by the time I was 30, I'd gotten divorced, and I was like, well, it's probably too late, but I'm
never too late. Man.
I'm just gonna move to Nashville, give this thing a shot. I move up here. I'm playing covers on the weekends. I'm living up here. And then I met Matt McKinney. I was playing in Auburn, which he's one of the songwriters on Dick Down in Dallas. He's now my roommate.
Nice.
And we're best friends. And I met Matt McKinney in Auburn. I was playing down there. I was inside the bar singing Big Green Tractor, but I was changing the words to Take You for a Ride. I'm a Big Tallywhacker. And I was also singing.
Oh my
I was also singing.
That's awesome.
I was also singing Drink in My Hand.
Nice.
And I was saying all you got to do is put a dick in my hand. And like the frat bros were just like pissed. But McKinney came up to me after the show and was like,
oh my God.
He was like, dude, I got to shake your hand. That was awesome. And then like I didn't think anything of it. And I barely remember that night. And I don't even drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like I just, you play so many shows, it's like it all just kind of blurs, comes muscle memory.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget. I just moved to town, and I was in I was at Revival one night, and McKinney walks up to me. He's taller than I am, and I'm 6'5".
Yeah, you're a tall dude.
And he is.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I met you down at Sky Bar. You were changing the words. Like, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm living here too. He's like, I just moved here 2 months ago, whatever, And
it's funny how that works.
That's how our friendship started.
Love that.
I feel like that's definitely Nashville, though.
Yeah.
You just kind of see people in the weirdest places.
Yeah.
So,
reconnect. And
yeah.
What you got, Kristen?
So I think it's really cool that you are like, talk about your mental health, because a lot of men, at least, it's not like common for them to even writing a song about it too is just awesome. Like I'm a very, strong mental health proponent, like advocate. And I think it's really cool that you kind of like talk about it openly and you're like very passionate about it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind talking about it, and just, so everybody knows I ain't got the shit all figured out.
Oh,
Yeah.
nobody
You know
does,
what I mean?
man. Yeah.
Like, I'm not some kind of role model here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a therapist that I still go see. I've got an appointment tomorrow morning at
Good for you,
8:30
man.
a.m. You
Yeah.
know, but it's like, I got some shit I'm working through right
Right.
now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did this thing where I had to write a letter to myself from as a kid with my left hand.
Oh, snap.
What?
And then I went
Interesting.
home for Thanksgiving, and I came back and I had to write a letter back to to 6-year-old me,
Yeah.
or however old,
Mhm.
with my right hand.
Wow.
Like
snap.
left, right bearing thing. So,
Interesting.
Dang,
guess
I
to
kind of
get-
want to do
cool.
that.
Getting the trauma,
I kinda wanna
dude,
do
and
that.
It's really cool and really freeing, and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm starting to see some of the benefits from dealing with some trauma from my childhood. But at the same time, like I said, man, I ain't got it all figured out. I'm just here, like, trying to get better and constantly be a better person, for myself.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
where you
can
got started.
so I can do everything else more efficiently.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And I think for me that's where it all starts, is in the mental, the spiritual, and the my relationship with myself, God, and others.
Yeah.
I know everybody doesn't.
That's
Right.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
No, that's salute to you, man. Doing that work is hard. So
Yeah.
yeah, salute to you and everybody that's going through it, which is all of us. So
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
applies to everybody. So yeah, I love that too, Kristen. Thanks. What else? I mean, what's on deck? What you got coming up?
I'm putting out a song every 6 weeks starting in 2021.
Love
Wow.
this. Wow, that's so
I'm trying to do
cool.
some math in my head. All right, so like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my producer, Alex Maxwell, he produced Dick Down in Dallas. He produced the Thomas and 3 stuff before Dick Down in Dallas. I did some like acoustic sounding stuff, which people love it. I did like 3 quarantine tapes where I recorded them on my phone and put them out. And then the second one, I was like, man, we just need to upgrade it a little bit.
Just a touch. Just step it up.
It's
Just
pretty
a touch.
fucking grainy.
Yeah.
And, so that's why when I originally started working with Maxwell, he was doing my demos, and then we did 3 songs acoustic.
That's awesome.
And they're more like of the singer songwriter variety. I wrote one song on there. It's called "Told You," and had a friend during quarantine that died of an overdose, and
sorry.
And I lost a friend in 2012, my best friend that I grew up with, to an overdose. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I wrote all the lyrics, and then the next day I put music to it. But it's called "Told You," and it's just about the progression of addiction and also the codependency that because I believe addiction is a family illness. It doesn't just affect one person; it affects everybody.
1000%.
But anyways, that's how I started working with Maxwell, and then when Dick Down in Dallas, did what it did on the internet, we went in and recorded it. But Alex Maxwell he's a great artist. He's a great writer. He's at Verse 2, which is Kane Brown's publishing company.
There you go.
He signed a publishing deal. It's like the Dick Down in Dallas thing happened, and then it was like we had a round at Live Oak on December 5th. My birthday's on December 5th. His is on December 6th.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be 34. But anyways, we had this round, and like it was just gonna be a birthday celebration with our friends. And we get there, and like
it's packed out.
Record labels are there, like publishers are there, like who the fuck is this friend group?
Wow.
That's
and
awesome.
It's pretty funny because like
That's awesome.
Alex Maxwell
cool.
has a publishing deal. Ella Langley has like all our friends like got some kind of like something going on.
That's
now.
amazing.
And it just, I'm not saying that it was me that started it, but it
Yeah.
was
But I'm
just,
saying that.
it's just, well, no, I'm not, I don't want
Toot your horn,
to
man.
sound, I don't want to sound egotistical
Right.
because, if it wasn't for me, not moving to Nashville when I was 21, and waiting until I was 30, then I wouldn't have met McKinney at a bar in Auburn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything
Lots of
happened
things.
like it was supposed to do. And now everybody's doing cool stuff. But Maxwell is, like I said, he's a great, he's one of my best friends. I value his opinion on just about everything.
That's awesome.
He's, I don't always listen to him, but I do value his opinion. You know, he's a great artist. He's a great songwriter. Can't say enough about the guy. But we're gonna do it. We wrote a song with Benji Davis. It's called "Good to Know People."
Let's go.
And we were like going back and forth, like, who's gonna cut it? Are you gonna cut it, or am I gonna cut it? And I called him up one day. I said, man, why don't we just do this thing together? We'll do a music video. We shot the music video already, and we're gonna put it out. I think January 14th is the target date. That's gonna start like a song every 6 weeks. So
wow.
I went in the studio, I cut 6 songs, and then I'm going back in February. I'm going to cut 9 more. So
that's amazing.
And I've already got some on deck already that I've kind of like teased on TikTok. So
big time, man.
So we're just gonna I'm just gonna keep putting out heaters, you know,
until 2022 coming in.
It's hard to count the guy out that don't quit. You know what I mean? That's my motto for 2022 is
I love that.
Is to just go as hard as we can and you know, try to put out music that people that are a fan of me would like. You know? And that's, you know, the coolest thing about that is that it's a wide variety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sounds like you got some range to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man.
So we do this segment.
Okay.
I think we should. I think we should do it.
Yep.
It's Tales from the Bar. Okay. So give us your best or worst tale from the bar.
Okay. So Sky Bar, Auburn. This is I'm like without hesitation.
Yeah, that did not take long at all.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I have this song that I wrote. We play it every show. It's called Long List of Exes. It's like I got a long list of exes, which is, you know, it's true.
Yeah.
I have a long list of exes. Hey. After my divorce, I went a little crazy.
That's funny.
Like anybody with a broken heart would do,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like, I dated a few girls, and but I started dating this one girl, and right after my divorce, after I dated a few, and she wanted to go with me to a show, and I was like, cool, we'll take her down to Sky Bar, you know. Bring sand to the beach. Great idea.
Right.
Anyway, so we're driving down there, and then I find out that like one of my exes might be there. It wasn't even like an ex. It was like a one-time thing, you know, that whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just letting you know this girl might be like, she will probably be there. Just be cool, you know, like I'm with you, like we're together, whatever. I'm thinking like,
just be cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking like she was, you know, she's 26. She had like a kid. I'm thinking like, okay, this person will be a mature adult.
Right.
Oh boy.
This girl like proceeds to get blackout drunk.
Wow.
Oh God.
Like she called like, there was another one of my ex-girlfriends too. Like this girl that actually did date and this other girl, they had like become friends.
Yeah.
Girls do that.
Yeah,
guys
we do.
It too. Yeah. But anyways, like she went in the bathroom, like called one of them fat, made one of them cry. Like,
oh my God.
It was just like terrible. She got on stage when I was singing and like fell down. And it gets better.
From the bar.
Yeah.
So we go on a break. And I'm like, I take her out to my car. I was like, hey, like, if you don't mind, like, you're really hammered. I need you to sit your ass in this car. I'll be done in an hour and we'll get out of here. You know,
I bet that went over real well.
She was so blackout. She couldn't even like, and like, I couldn't even care for the person because like, you know, I had a job to do.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Anyways, my drummer was dating her friend and she was there too. So like, you know, she was kind of like babysitting her or whatever. And then, so the night ends and then like we're loading out on the side door. And then all of a sudden, like, y'all ever watch Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Like a Jersey Shore style fight, like cat fight breaks out in this parking lot.
Oh God.
And like, I'm talking about like Sky Bar was my best paying gig back then. You know what I mean? Like, if I made $2,000 in a night, like bills were getting paid that month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was, you know, gonna be able to splurge a little bit. You know? And you know, whatever. So, yeah, we get her back in the car, and like me and my guitar player Terry, and like you know, they have it all on camera up there. I'm up there getting paid, and he's like, "Man, why'd you bring sand to the beach?" You know?
Yeah.
I was like, "Sorry, man, won't ever happen again." And we got back in the car, and we were driving back to Birmingham. I was like, you know, I was gonna wait till I got back to Birmingham. I said, I brought you down here. I'm responsible for getting you back, but like, after tonight, we're never talking again.
Oh,
like, this is over.
Yeah.
You know, we hung out a couple more times, but you know,
It's usually how it goes.
You know,
It
but
fizzled out.
Tales from the bar. That was by far probably one of the craziest events. Other things I can't talk about because I'll be telling on my bandmates. So.
I was about to say, you got any Nash Vegas related legendary stories? It could just be anything.
I'm trying to think, man. I went out a lot when I first like moved to town, but you know, I came up here to write songs and focus and really focus. Like, I remember when I first started going out here in Nashville, it's like, do y'all know the song "My Boy" by Elvis Shane?
Yeah.
He ain't my blue.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, one of the first places I ever went was I met Kyle Coulahan. We opened for Riley Green down in Birmingham.
Nice.
And I met Kyle Coulahan. So before I moved to town, me and him were writing songs over the phone. And like,
that's cool.
When I first moved to town, he took me to the Freak Show. Nice. Introduced me to like Terry Joe Box and just like everybody over there was super welcoming and super cool. But like, I had just went through a divorce. I was married to a woman. I was helping raise her kid. Like, it was just like it was like a really kind of like, okay, that didn't work out. I lived in Birmingham for a little while. You know, my best friend let me live with him. Like, I'm trying something else here and I feel like a loser, you know, because everybody else is so young. And I'll never forget, I was in the bar and Russell Sutton, I mean, My Boy wasn't even on the radio. I don't even think LB had cut it at this point. And Russell Sutton played that song, which Russell was Kyle, you know, is Kyle's best friend. So like, I knew who he was and he played that song. And I just never forget like having to go to my car because I was crying.
Yeah.
You know, that's
real, man.
That song was like cut me so deep because it was like,
that's Nash Vegas, man. That's really
because
cool.
it was like, for me, it was like, oh shit, I'm really here. I'm really taking this leap of faith. Like, I'm not a part of that kid's life anymore. You know, I mentioned that in that in that podcast I was talking about mental health. Like, I had to deal with that I wasn't, you know, I helped raise this kid and, you know, I'm not a part of his life anymore. But that was my first realization. It's like, that used to be my life and that's not my life anymore. Yeah. My life is right here now. And I just went out to my car. I cried the whole way home and I cried myself to sleep that night.
Man.
But that was like a moment that I really needed to have, but I'll never forget coming to, you know, bars, going in there and just being like, you know, because after a certain point, like midnight when everybody's drunk and you're not drunk anymore and you're having a conversation with somebody and they look at you and they're like, Charlene, what's feeling?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
You know, it's like, okay, tonight's not my night. I'll go home. I'll try again. Yeah. You know, when I moved here, I didn't have any reservation that I was moving back home. I was going to come here and figure it out. You know, if I didn't get my first cut until I was 51, then that's, you know, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Sorry. And, you know, I was just like, you know, there were so many nights where I'd go out and I'd get that feeling of loneliness or frustration or despair or whatever. And I'd just be like, all right, tonight's not my night. I'm just going to go on home. And sometimes that was me straight up walking into the bar with my hands in my pockets, you know, shaking somebody's hand that I've met 15 times, acting like it was the first time. And then I would just go home. But, you know, I just kept showing up and I kept coming back. And that's, you know, that's what AA taught me to do. You know, I remember when I first started going to meetings, like, you know, I used to sit in the back and like, if somebody was like coming my way to talk to me, I'd pull out my flip phone because back then, and I got sober in 2007. Flip phone was like a must. I would act like, you know, I had something going on or I didn't want to talk, you know, because I was scared. But I just kept coming. I kept doing the work. I kept getting better. And then eventually, you know, I was raising my hand to help other people. I was sitting in the front, you know, I was talking in the meetings. And that's kind of like, I feel like that stuff prepared me for how to come and do this in Nashville.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's a little, it's a little bit different, but it's kind of like the same thing, you know? And, but like, you know, I'll go out to the bar now, but like, I never was, I mean, I went to Red Door a few months ago and stayed out till like 2 a.m. And like, I was getting in my car to leave and I saw this guy that I know through a mutual friend. He was like covered in blood and somebody beat his ass. So it's like, you know, my stepdad used to say nothing good ever happens after midnight. And I'm just like, it's so true. Yeah. Like I might go out to the bar, you know, whatever, but I never like do it all night or anything like crazy like that. I mean, there's really just nothing in that for me, you know?
You're right, man. You are correct. Oh shoot. Hang on.
Did you tear something up? to get hot.
Amateur production. Well, that's cool, man. That's powerful. Salute to you, man. That's and just everything you've done, all you're doing, and like your whole your mindset and what your I mean, 2022 sounds like it's gonna be popping for you.
Yeah,
So
we'll see, man. You know, I mean, I could just put songs out, nobody listened to them, but hell, at least I tried. You know,
and that's part of it too, right? Yeah.
Do you have any writers rounds coming up?
I know I have a few coming up, but I'm not really sure what they're. I know there's like one next Tuesday.
Okay.
That
Live
like
Oak?
that Craig Campbell's on.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It's like 6 in Peabody. I think it's on the 15th. I don't know.
Okay.
It's somewhere on my social media.
Cool.
And then there's another one, but New Year's we're playing at fucking Scoreboard.
Let's go.
Yes, I love Scoreboard.
We're doing
that is like the hidden gem of Nashville.
It really
I feel
is.
like it is so much fun, especially on Sundays.
Yeah,
like I forget the name of the band, but it's just
we're doing
wild.
We're doing a full band show.
Let's go,
so
man.
Fun.
So we're gonna have our merchandise and our whole lines out there. Cody Purvis is a good friend of mine, and he hit me up. He was like, "What do you think about doing a show New Year's?" I was like, "Man, it's great. If we can just get offering to my agent, like let's do it."
Yep.
There you go.
So we made it work, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna be our last show of the year. But then
it'd be pretty hard to do one after that.
Yeah.
We've got we've got a run of shows that we're doing. We're going in the middle of December. We're going to New Orleans, Mobile, and then we're finishing in Birmingham, which is my hometown. Iron City, where I've opened for David Nell there. I've opened for Chris Jansen there.
Wow.
To me, it's the coolest, venue in Birmingham. In December, we sold out Zydeco, which is
nice.
I think it's like 800 or 500 cap room. I remember playing there, and like I would have a show upstairs, and like I didn't sell enough tickets, so I had to like play the downstairs pub stage.
Yeah.
So to go back there and sell that out, it's pretty cool.
For you, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we played an outside venue called Avondale Brewery in Birmingham, which we sold a lot of tickets. I got to roll up there on a tour bus.
Nice, man.
We're playing my hometown for the third time this year, but man, it's going to be an awesome night. We're going to be filming a music video there for one of my songs.
Nice.
That's coming out this year called Hate This Town. That's,
that's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Nice, man. Well, plug away, like where all the socials and where people can find you.
Yeah. Trey Lewis Music for Instagram. TikTok. There's a lot of fake TikTok accounts out there, but it's just straight Trey Lewis Music. I can't get them to verify me on TikTok. I think it's because of the dicks and butt fuck. I think they hate.
Come on, TikTok.
I think they hate the fact that I went viral on TikTok for that song.
Chinese people don't play around with that.
Right? And then Facebook's just Trey Lewis.
All right.
And then what else? My Twitter, Trey Lewis Music. I only tweet when Alabama's playing like shit.
Yeah.
There you go. What a comeback, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
it'll be the last game we win this year.
Yeah.
Could be.
Georgia is taking us down.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good.
Are you a Georgia fan?
I'm from Savannah, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. I mean, y'all deserve it.
Honestly, we do.
Really
I mean, we got the World Series this year.
Yeah,
this is our year, except for the Falcons. That's not going to happen.
I'm not even a Falcons fan anymore. I quit.
I can't be. It's
I'm a Mac
support y'all.
I'm
because I'm a Panthers fan. Grew up.
Yeah.
Support y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, NFL is more of a players' league anyway.
Right.
I'm a Mac Jones guy now.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I'm a Patriots fan now.
I can't get behind that either. But man, well, Trey, it's been a pleasure, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
on.
really.
This was really easy.
Right. Hey, man, when you're ready to do that, get that pod rolling, man.
Yeah, dude.
If you need anything, hit me up.
It's gonna be called DM Monday.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's so good. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming, Kristen. As always, thanks for coming out, putting this together.
Of course.
NashVegas.com podcast. Any final words?
No, just thank y'all for listening to me ramble on today.
Hey,
anybody out there that's listening, and if you stream my music or share my music or buy tickets to my show or buy my merchandise, which you can get on my website, TreyLewisMusic.com.
Okay, there it is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
That's real.
And peace.
Support this man, y'all. NashVegas.com. Trey Lewis, Kristen Lacey. I'm Trent Denson. We are out.
Wonderful.